Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Surah Al-Jumu'ah consists of 11 verses including groups of Madaniyyah chapters and was revealed after Surah Ash Shaff. The name of Surah Al-Jumu'ah is taken from the word al-Jumu'ah, which is found in verse 9 of this chapter, which means Friday. The sending of Muhammad, peace be upon him, is God's gift to mankind. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Jumu'ah verses 1 to 4. Everything in the heavens and on earth always glorifies Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, and sent the Prophet Muhammad to guide the illiterate, cleanse their souls, teach Al-Quran and Sunnah, and convey Allah's grace to whom He wills. Allah is almighty and all-wise in arranging all things. Warning to Muslims not to be like the Jews who do not practice their holy scriptures. It is mentioned in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, verses 5 to 8. These verses convey a parable about people who are burdened with the task of practicing the Torah, but do not carry it out, are likened to donkeys carrying books without understanding them, and emphasize that Allah does not give guidance to the unjust people. Prophet Muhammad was asked to convey to the Jews that if they consider themselves as the beloved of Allah, then they should expect death if they are right, because of the evil deeds they do. They will not be able to escape death, and will ultimately be held accountable by Allah for their actions. Some laws related to Friday prayer are mentioned in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, verses 9 to 11. These verses call on the believers to leave buying and selling and remember Allah when the call to perform Friday prayer is given, because that is better for them. After Friday prayer is performed, they are asked to spread out on earth, seek Allah's bounty, and remember Allah a lot in order to gain good fortune. Although some are tempted by trade or gambling, it is advisable to leave it and prefer what is with Allah, because Allah is the best provider of sustenance. Conclusion of Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Surah Al-Jumu'ah explains the sending of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and how his people will be glorified through his teachings, along with a parable about the lies of the Jews. This surah also emphasizes the obligation of Friday prayer for Muslims. Apart from that, this chapter describes the characteristics of hypocrites, including the habit of lying, swearing falsely, and being cowardly, and invites believers to obey Allah and His Messenger and be willing to spend their wealth to uphold His religion before death comes. This chapter emphasizes the importance of conformity between words and deeds in living a religious life.